All right, watch out. In our last session here, we were pretty much putting in rooms, right? And we used this room tag, and you guys had a piece of text, excuse me, had a piece of text there. And I told you that wasn't a room, right? When you have four walls or whatever it is, it's not really so much a room. In Revit, we have rooms. And they're physical objects, right? We plop them in, and they have characteristics which we're going to be leveraging in this class. If you kind of pick that right there, you'll see, different places to put data, things like our floor finish, wall finish, ceiling finish, base finish, and different things that we're going to be kind of, plugging into the model as we, explain what we're doing with the model. All right. There were a couple of areas that we talked about, like we had the room separator in there, right? Because there were certain areas that didn't really have a wall. So we had to find a way to block them so that we could, block the room from passing from one room to the other. And the one I didn't describe was upstairs. And we have this issue right here. I don't know if you guys have seen this or have been in a bathroom like this, but there are bathrooms that have more than one room, so to speak. In this particular scenario, there's going to be a toilet and a shower or a tub in this space. And then in here, there's going to be a lavatory, like the sinks and stuff. And so you go into the bathroom here. And so you could have somebody go into this bathroom and then still have somebody taking a shower or, going number 2 or whatever. And then, you're not seeing them. Okay. And, that's basically a door within a door, so this is all one room. It's not 2 separate rooms. So if you put 2 separate rooms here, I'm going to ask that you delete one of them. And then here's your play. Right now, that bathroom, the way I have it right now, is 38 square feet. And the wall is blocking it. I don't want the wall to block it. So what you can do is you can say, I don't want that wall to be room bounding. Now watch what happens when I uncheck it. Watch the area. Do you see what happened? So now that wall is not blocking the room and it's just flowing in. And that's just one room. It's a bathroom. Okay. Even though in theory, there's 2 separate things. And then we just go ahead and take that and delete it. That's going to happen in other areas too. For example, right here in this, I don't know. This is a water closet, right? That's what WC stands for. I don't really need this to be a room. We don't need to report. That's just part of the master bathroom. So what I want you to do here is let's go ahead and take that room and delete it. It's going to say, you've deleted the room. It's gone, but it's still in the project. We'll talk about that later. And then that WC is fine. You don't even really need that. It's just a water closet. We're going to put a toilet in here, and we don't even usually put that. I just put that there for reference. So I don't want a room in there, right? Now, do you see the wall? See that wall right there? If I was to take this room and I was to mess with this wall, it's going to bleed into hall 3. So here's what I need you to do. It's getting a little trickier here. That's all one wall, but I just want to let it break through here, not through the rest. Okay. See where the bathroom stops? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this wall. Watch this. Modify. Split. And just pick right around there somewhere. I can't split it until it's unpinned. I'm going to unpin that. See a little pin right there? This keeps you from moving it. Okay, I'm unpinning it. Now I'm going to go back to that tool. So hit escape. It's this one right here, split element. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit it right there. Boom. Doesn't really change much. See what it did though? See how it kind of broke it into 2 different things? I'm also going to split it for the same reason. I'm going to split. Oh, that I want to drift into there. That's what I want. So I'm going to take that and uncheck room bounding. Now watch the area. See what happened there? So now the room, that would be accurate. I mean, that's where the bathroom is. It's, the toilet is part of the bathroom and the shower is part of the bathroom. And I needed that wall to, not hold the room back, if you will. All right. So those 2 things right here. And then a little trickier, you have to unpin that one. When you're done with that wall, if you could just pin that back, just hit the little pin again. So we make sure we don't move that around. So upstairs, level 2. And who needs water? When you're working on this model, you want to save a lot. So once you do something or a couple things, just throw a save on it. You're not saving as, just save, save, save. Miss Leslie, what do you got? Okay. Let's see. That's weird. I'm going to suggest you restart your computer, but let's see. So this is the computer you were on last time, correct? I'm going to get out and get back in again. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. And okay, there's no saves on here, Leslie. If you did, it would be here. I'm pausing with dramatic pause. Okay. It would be, if you saved it, it would be here. You're definitely at that desk, not at a different station, correct? Okay. I'm gonna look at your yellow folder, but the fact that it's not here, it's pretty like, maybe not what you want to hear, but it's almost for sure what it is. Yeah, not there. I don't know where else you would have put it. I mean, the fact that it wasn't on the preview screen means that you didn't save it. So the good news, bad news is that it's not that hard to like go back and put all the rooms in. But the bad news, you got to put all the rooms in. Okay. So open. Oops. Read only. Thank you. Let's see. Material design. So what you should have done, watch this, if file, save as a project into your My Documents, into your Revit. Go ahead and put your name in front. And then hit save. Now, if I was to get out of Revit, I'm just going to go ahead and close this file, right? Now you'll see, right? That was the original file you opened, and then this is the file that you're on right now. Okay, so you know, you got a little work to do, not a ton, but you know, you understand how to do it, right? Just have to put the rooms in, yeah. Okay. Okay, watch out. I'm gonna go down to level 1 here. I need you to open up a file for me. Go to the yellow folder here. Go to the X drive. Watching, labs, brown, read only. And our interior design folder, everything pretty much I'm going to give you is in this interior design folder. And under grading. So what I basically have in here, we're in spring, is you know, kind of a checklist of the stuff that we're going to be doing. These are the assignments we're going to be doing during the course of this class. The first one here is this thing called the floor pattern plan. I would like you to open up that file, just like that. And just kind of plop that over on the other side, make it big, kind of like that. So again, it's X drive, labs, brown, read only, interior design, grading, sorry, it's kind of deep in there, spring, and then this floor pattern plan grading golf villa, and open that one up. And just kind of slide it over to the other screen there, okay? Regardless of where you are in the rooms, don't worry about those. You can come back and pick off those rooms later. Okay, anyone have trouble finding it? Okay, if you're not, your hand's not up, I assume everything's beautiful. Okay, here I come. So our first assignment is to put finish flooring on this model. Remember I talked about how there was concrete on the ground on the bottom, and then there was kind of plywood on that second floor. Well, I'm gonna give you a little bit of design latitude. We're gonna put some finished flooring pretty much in the entire building. And I'm gonna show you some stuff maybe you haven't heard of. Some of it you'll, oh yeah, I know what that is. I just didn't know what the name of it was, maybe something like that. And some of it you probably haven't seen before. All right. So if you look at this document here on the side, on the second page, I'm giving you what I want for each room. For example, on the entry, hall 1, coats, and under the stairs, I want RTT, which I'll explain. Resilient terrazzo tile. In the kitchen, dining room, and pantry and mudroom, I want vinyl tile, VCT. In the hallway and the linen closet and the powder room, I want linoleum flooring. I'll make, I know you don't know the acronyms now, but you will, okay? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you get a sample, and then we're gonna go through a process of creating the material, and we're gonna go a process of creating a floor from the material, and we're gonna pop that thing in your room. Okay, so it's kind of a, you know, step thing going on. All right. So our first play, watch me here, is I've got material samples all over the place because my said, HMC Architects gave me a whole bunch of it. So we're going to start back here. So in this box, I have some engineered plywood. And let's see, where's my other box of engineered plywood? Yeah, right here. So we're going to look at the face of it, if you will, like that. You're just going to take one sample, bring it to your desk. I have some back there and I have some right here. We're back there too. It'll say engineer ply right on that corner there. Yeah, well, right there. Yep, that one right there. Yep. Just need one. There's more coming. Right? One down, right? Okay. Now that you all sat down, you got your first sample. The next one, I'm on this desk only, and it's going to be linoleum. Actually, no, I'll take one of these boxes and put it at the front. It's called linoleum. You're going to grab one sample. I'm going to take this box and put it up on this other side so we don't have 25 people crawling all over each other. Just need one. Come on. Come on back. Yeah, put your mask on. Thank you. All right. 2 materials in front of you, right? Okay. First, for fun, the one that's kind of skinny, the linoleum. Do me a favor and just gonna smell it. Smells like perfume, huh? Yeah, no, you're not liking that, huh? It doesn't smell like grandma. I've heard hospital. I've heard, yeah, just kind of nasty in general, right? It is not. I talked about off-gassing a little bit, how there's gases that come off of materials that aren't good for you. This one's actually not bad for you. What you're smelling is linseed oil, just is what it is, and it's a natural. Product of nature. If you put this stuff in the ground and you bury it for a few years, it'll degrade and it'll be into the soil and with the worms. Versus other materials that you put in the ground and they stay there for hundreds of years because they don't decompose. So hospitals, schools, anywhere, childcare centers, anything that you don't want bad fumes to be in the air, this is good. It's also kind of a new trendy thing for kitchens. So you can make it look like almost anything. As you can see, look at your pattern versus mine versus the neighbors, and then they can kind of put little patterns on there, make it look like kind of pretty much anything. All right, so linoleum, good. Now the smell does go away. It's not something that's going to be there forever, but in the beginning, yeah, the smell is not ideal. That's why I had you smell it. It just is what it is, right? It doesn't bother some people. You get it a lot in hospitals because what you really don't want in a hospital is off-gassing, right? I mean, it's a hospital, right? So you want anything in the air to be natural and not, that's not going to mess with people, right? If you have asthma and all that stuff, this stuff's not going to mess with you. Okay. So what I would like you to do is look at the back of that swatch. It'll have something on it, right? So my headphones on here. I'm recording this. All right, and I am going to go to the Google, and I'm going to Google it. Mine is Marmoleum Granada. That's the name of mine. They give them these funky names. You could put the T3405 or whatever number is. That might help, might not. I'm going to try it, see what happens. 3405. There'll be some kind of designating number. And when I do this, I'm always afraid that I'm going to get a picture that's inappropriate for school, but I'm just going to go for it. Images. And then you basically say, did I find it? Yeah, and if I find it. So here's the way I would like you to capture the picture. I showed you how to do this, the other day when we were going to do the teen room stuff. I want you to use the snipping tool. All right, so you're going to go down here to the type to search, and you're going to type, it's already there, but SNI, snipping tool. By the way, you can attach this down to the bottom if you want to, and it'll be easier. And then you're going to go new, and you're just going to go ahead and just get a snip. Just don't get the white part, like so, and you're going to have yourself a picture. You're going to do a file save as. I think we talked about this a little bit, saving the picture already, right? We're going to put it into your documents, into your, mine is here, and you should have a pictures folder, and then whatever it is. So mine is my Marmoleum Granada. And I have got my picture. Okay, so that's your first play, right? I'm going to do this in 2 steps, okay? Next, you have a piece of wood. Flip it over. The wood is a little harder, and I might have to help you with that because the woods are sometimes hard to find. And sometimes they discontinue them like really, really frequently. So sometimes they're not even on the internet. I'm going to take a shot at this, and I might or might not get it. Mine happens to be a Home Depot, but Home Depot sells DuPont, in this case, DuPont, Montreal gun stock. This is an engineered plywood. So one of the issues we have, pull this thing out. One of the issues we have in our world is we're running out of trees. You guys probably all kind of know about that, right? We can't plant 10 trees and cut down 20. You can do it. We've been doing it a long time, but eventually you can't do it forever, right? It's not sustainable. You can't just keep doing that. So they go, wow, we just can't keep doing that. If we ever cut all our trees down, now let's go visit Guatemala and cut theirs down. Oh, cool. We've got all theirs. Now let's go to Brazil and cut theirs down. And that's what we're doing. We're just sprawling around the world. And it's not a good idea. So what they're doing is they're coming up with other ideas to give you the same product more cleverly. So for example, on this one right here, what they've done, if you look at yours from the edge, like this way, look at it this way, you'll notice it's not solid. There's some kind of mishmash of wood of some kind, whether it's graveled up or some kind of, non-solid wood. Could be recycled material or whatever they do. And they figured a way to bound it. But if you look at the front of it, it looks pretty good. Right? That's why you picked it, right? It looks pretty good. But it's not solid. So it doesn't take as many trees to make it. It's more sustainable. Okay. So we're going to try to find that one too. And I have no idea how well it's going to go. So let's just see what happens. I'm just winging this one because I have no idea if I'm going to find it or not. This is DuPont, not Home Depot. And then, Montreal Gunstock. I have no idea. All these names are all pretty funny. And hold your breath. I have no idea what I'm going to get. I knew I was going to get guns. Now, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for what's called a swatch. It's this two-dimensional, not like this two-dimensional thing. So one thing you can do on your searches is put the word swatch in here. And what that'll do is it'll filter out some of the other garbage that's there, and it'll give you more of what you're looking for. Now, I got lucky. I found mine. Okay. So you can see it there, right? It's kind of a kind of chocolatey brown, kind of oak looking wood, and no problem. But if you don't find yours, just ask me and I'll take a look at it. And I can usually give you some kind of search to find something that the picture looks similar enough to be okay. So same deal. We're going to go to the snipping tool. We're going to take our snip, new. Don't get any white in there. And right click, save as, and it'll be saving to that right spot there. And I'm going to call this an EPW, engineered plywood. Okay. And then save the picture. So could you capture the picture of those two materials? You sure don't. Yeah, get another one. Okay. Yeah, just toss that in the trash. There's a trash can right behind you. Yeah, yeah. No, that one. That one right. Yeah. That trash can's something different, which I'm going to talk to you about today, actually. If you find your pictures really fast, you can go ahead and just make some more rooms if you haven't done that and finished them all. I give 2 per quarter and you've already used 1. So it'd be the last one of the quarter. So you have to decide on that. Having trouble finding one? Let me take a look. That is, so Google cherry wood. You have a, if you have a swatch you can't find, bring it up. I'll give you a kind of a, maybe a helpful search. If you go to the bottom, to where it says type here to search on the bottom. Do new. Hit new. And then you just kind of left. Ooh, let's see, hold on a second. Rectangular snip. Okay, now go ahead, just kind of left click and hold and then drag it over the area that you want to pick. Left click and hold. Yep. There you go. And then click. There you go. And then save as. Let's see what you got here. Mahogany. Cherry. So cherry wood, swatch. What's a stained wood? How would they do here? So this one's a little quirky because what they did is they took a wood that's kind of lighter and they put a stain on it and made it dark. Do it this way, go dark stained wood.
Okay.
And see what you get. If that doesn't work, let me know and I'll do another search. Oh, try whitewashed flooring. Whitewashed. What they did is they kind of dyed it a little bit and made it lighter than its normal color. Yeah, yours kind of did it. Actually, this is pretty. You could probably do white oak. They didn't have this one out there, huh? Just try. Did you try amber slate flooring? Mm-hmm. It didn't come up. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we just have to come up with a picture. This is an interesting one. What they did is they didn't make it look like a wood. They made it look like a hard, like a rock material, like a stone. Let's see. Come up with like the closest wood I can think of. Let's see. What would that look like? Yeah, let's see if that works. As close as we're gonna get. I think I'm gonna go with koa is a Hawaiian wood, and it has this kind of, depends on where the part of the wood. I'm thinking almost something like that. So go koa wood swatch, and that'll get close enough. Okay. All right, so we're going to have the two pictures. Okay. Watch out. All right, so after you get the pictures done, then we're going to do is we're going to make a material from the pictures. It's kind of a three-step process, okay? Check, you got the picture. So here we go. I'm going to do this twice because there's two different materials, right? So once you see the second one, you won't need me to do the third one. Manage materials. This little dialog box is going to come up. Okay, and there's all this crazy stuff in there you're not worried about. I'm going to make a brand new material. So right down here on the bottom, you're going to hit this little kind of side arrow thing there, and you're going to create a new material. Under identity, I need you to give it a name. It's really important that you put your initials in front, because as we make more and more materials, you're going to start to lose them and kind of have trouble finding them. If you put your initials in front, like my name is Mr. Brown, and then whatever it is, I'm going to start with the linoleum, right? It was that Granada one for mine. So I'm going to call this my MB Granada linoleum. Okay, so that's the name of it. Under graphics, you can hit this little checkbox, use render appearance. And then under the appearance, this is the part where we're going to point to the picture. So I'm going to hit that little image and I'm going to go chase down my picture. So it's going to be documents, ensure design, pictures, and I'm going to do date modified because that's going to put it to the top there. And let's see, there it is right there. Now, if you're having trouble with those pictures, you can always put it in thumbnails and then you can kind of see what it looks like. Either way. So what I've done is I've chose my material. Hit apply, hit OK. One material in the box. Let me do it again. This time I'm going to do it with my wood floor, okay? My engineered plywood floor. Same process. I'm going to go to manage, materials. You're going to make a brand new material. You can see I've got my linoleum over here. Didn't spell that very well. And I'm going to create a new material. Once again, it says default new material. I'm going to go to identity and change the name. This one is my gunstock one, right? So this is my MB gunstock. You don't have to get too elaborate on the name here. I'm not going to see it. So gunstock, I'm going to call this my engineered plywood. Okay. Graphics, use render appearance, and then the appearance, we're going to point to the picture. And so you've got your material. So now we have two of them, right? We have the linoleum, we have the gunstock. I'm going to hit apply and hit OK. Manage materials. Okay, you might want to throw a save on that if you've got the two materials in the box. I really like saving a lot when I'm making materials because you'll get crashes every once in a while. The material library has always been a little quirky with Revit, so just be aware of that. I wouldn't sit there and make 15 materials and then plan on doing a save on the 16th, because if it crashes, then there's nothing you can really do. Okay, here we go. Let's see, which one shall I do here? All right, so let's see, where are we going with this? Well, if you recall, down here, give it a second, I'm just gonna, I don't really have anything in here. And I think I showed you this before. I don't need you to do this part, but just watch. I think I showed you that, you know, in this area of the house, I think this is the living room, right? This is just concrete, okay? It's just, that's it. So we can't have that. We have to have something on top of it. All right. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put a finished floor pretty much everywhere. All right. I'm going to start by just showing how to make it. All right. So back we go to level 1. Put this back to hidden line. And this is my living room. So on the list here, what kind of material does the living room get? And the answer is engineered plywood. I'm going to drag this over. So it's engineered plywood, right? Can you guys see my screen? Or is it pausing? It's pausing. Give it a sec. I've had issues all day with this. Give me a sec. Yeah, Maya. Sorry. Period 2 and 4, I had the same issue, and it's just. I'm going to try to get out, but I'm probably going to have to. So glad I saved, huh? Okay, you guys are back to yours, right? Okay, let me jump back in again. Let's see if this works. All right, let's try that again. Show. Better? Okay, so back we go. I thought I didn't see anything moving there. So what material goes in the living room? And the answer is engineered plywood, EPW. And that's what you have. That was your kind of thicker one, right? Your engineered plywood. Now yours might not be 3/4 of an inch, whatever I have there, but I'm going to go ahead and just let you do it that thick. Okay. And so we're all uniform and there's no quirkiness or anything, right? So we're going to make it 3/4 of an inch thick. This is actually about a 1/2 inch right here. So if yours is thicker than that, it's probably 3/4. And if it's less than that, you know, it could be less than 1/2 of an inch. All right. So here we go. Architecture, floor, floor. Now we're going to start with the floor. I'm going to start with this generic 12 right here. And I'm going to edit type and duplicate. It's going to be a little, just watch, there'll be some steps here. Don't be nervous if you're like, wow, he did a lot of steps, because that's what I'm going to do. And by the time I do this for like the 25th time, you're going to be like, please shut up and let me do it. All right. But it takes a little bit to get used to the steps. So again, don't think you're weird by thinking, wow, there's a lot of steps. My initials. What am I doing here? I'm doing my engineered plywood. And then whatever it was called, mine was the gun stock, right? Like so. Okay, so I'm giving it a name. Now I'm going to go to this edit button and I'm going to give it a thickness. What was the thickness again? 0 space, 3/4. See the way I did that? So you don't have to put the inches in there. And then the good part is the material. and it's going to be the gun stock. So now I've created my custom finished floor. This is the material and this is the thickness, and I gave it a name. All right, hit OK, and now it's just time to put it in. Just watch where I'm going. This is gonna be really easy. Just gonna go in here and put the floor in, where it belongs. No problem. I'm gonna go around the fireplace there because it doesn't make any sense to have the wood around that. And kind of like that. This is a closed loop. Now, when I make this and I finish it, it's gonna be wrong. It might even yell at me. That didn't yell at me. I'm going to show you why it's wrong and then what you're going to do about it when you make yours. Oh, that was weird. Sorry, that was left over from something else. So what it's saying is that these floors are overlapping. Because see how my finished floor went into the concrete floor. There's the concrete floor and there's my finished floor. I wanted to sit on top. How thick was that floor again? How thick was the floor? 0 space, 3/4. Whatever the thickness of the floor is, we wanted to sit on top of the concrete. So now if I was to peek inside that little room right there, I have my finished floor. If you were to take this level 1 and you were to just put this in realistic, you have your finished floor. And it's the exact material, in theory, the exact material you had. Now, let's do another one. So I'm just going to go through the process again, but we'll do it this time with the linoleum, okay? So we already made the material, correct? We had the picture, and we made the material from the picture. Now we're going to make the floor from the material. So I'm going to go back and turn this back to black and white. Let's see, where do I have linoleum, LF? Hull 2, linen, and powder. Hull 2, linen, and powder. Do you see where I'm at here? Right there. So this one's going to be kind of a combination of 2 rooms a little bit. And here we go. I'm going to go to floor and floor. I'm going to start. I like starting every one of them with the generic 12 and then just kind of edit type and duplicating it. So cloning it, if you will. So I'm going to start with that one, but that's not the one I'm going to do. I'm going to edit type and duplicate. So I'm creating my own. Well, this thing was the Marmoleum Granada, right? So my MB. And then how thick am I saying that's going to be, folks? How thick is the linoleum flooring in that area? Looks like it's 1/4 of an inch, right? Do you see that right here? Okay. By the way, if you can't see that, you can always view and you can kind of zoom and get a little bit bigger there. Sometimes my stuff is hard to see. I don't know if that helps at all. All right, so I need it to be 1/4 of an inch. I'm just going to put just 1/4 here, just so I remember, because sometimes I forget what thickness is supposed to be. All right, and we're going to go to edit. How thick did I say it was? 0 space, 1/4. That avoids putting all the inch marks and stuff in there. And then we're going to go chase down our material there. Let's see, there's my MB grand linoleum. By the way, if you put MB here, watch what happens. See how it kind of cycles it. So you see some MB stuff in there, but it'll also find your stuff a little easier. Okay, so that's it. So I've made my floor. There's my material and there's my thickness. Now, what I want to do, see how it's left over here? I want this to be how big? How big was this supposed to be? The thickness of the material, 0 space, 1/4. And let's go ahead and just kind of plop it in. So it's going to go something like this. I'll start it here. And it's going to kind of roll around here. I'm going to go through the door. It doesn't go through the wall, of course. I'm going to make a mistake here. Oh, I made a mistake. Oh, no. Crisis, terrible. Oh, terrible, awful. What am I going to do? Come around here, really being sloppy. I'm not going to go in there. I'm going to come around. Just kind of bopping around the room where I want the finished flooring to go. Now, is it good? Yeah, it's good there. Is it good there? No, not really. So you can just kind of grab these and kind of pull, and they'll snap in, no problem. You know, sometimes you miss and just kind of move them around. No problem. Just left click and hold. That was pretty awful right there. So just move that around there. So, you know, just basically going to the inside of the walls. Sometimes it's easier to do it that way and try to be all perfect and stuff. And it's just a closed loop, just go up and around here. Notice I'm going between the rooms there. And then they put what's called the threshold between the floors. So there's like one floor blending into another floor. You might have a situation like this where you have two different heights of floors. And so they have a kind of a covering over the top of that called the threshold that keeps you from tripping, you know, basically, or running into the edge of the floor. So you probably have one of those at home somewhere between where maybe your carpet and your wood meet or something like that. All right. So it's a closed loop. Now, if there's an extra line, watch this. If there's an extra line like that and you try to finish it, Revit will say no. Continue. So, you know, you have to troubleshoot if you have any issues with it being a closed loop, green check. And just to verify that it looks the way it's supposed to look, you know, as you can see, it's, you know, it's the material. A lot of steps there. Okay, see how you do. Usually this is, you know, a little challenging. I go in and help people and stuff like that, but knock it out. So floor. And then I like choosing that 12-inch floor first and then edit, type, and duplicate. Yes, sir. I started on the level one. So I started in the living room, and then I did this kind of this area right here on the second one. I can see this side. You're doing okay. Just change this right here to the thickness of the flooring, which should be 3/4 of an inch. Edit type. You want to pull that over? Right there. I'm going to stretch this box out for you a little bit. That's your thickness, and that's your material. So you need to make a new material, not right here. So you need to make a brand new material, Ethan. Yeah, and then create it from scratch. So you want to go here, Taylor, and then this is your thickness, and this is your material. Told you there's a lot of steps. Okay, let's see, Natalie. So edit. So there's your thickness, and there's your material. Lindsay, let me just see what you have here. So you haven't set your floor up yet, so you still need to do that. So I know you're in the boundary right there. So you're going to edit type and duplicate. So give it a name, your initials, now your initials, and then whatever it is. Good. All right, and then hit OK. Now you got to come over to the edit button. Now there's your thickness and there's your material. River. Yeah, you got to make the floor now. You've got your pictures. Now you have to make your, have you made your material from the picture yet? Let's see. Manage material. Let's see. If you're doing this the way I showed you, you should have an RS because you're River Smith. And don't see any RSS. So you haven't made your materials yet, right? Okay, so you need to do that. So materials. So you're going to make a new material. Let me stretch this box out for you a little bit. Okay, when you make the new material under identity, you're going to give it a name. So put your initials and then whatever it is. Okay, and then under graphics, you're going to use render appearance. And under appearance, now you're going to point to the picture that you created. So go ahead and hit that note, the image selected. Perfect. Where'd you save it? Interior design. Did you save it here? Have you saved your pictures? Okay, where at? I'm going to go back to where I think you saved them, okay? Oh, you did? So you need to save them in a spot where you know where they are, okay? So this is where you're going to save your pictures, in your My Documents and in your pics. So I don't know where those pictures are that you saved, but we need them. Not there. I'm not going to look for them for very long because you have them right there. You can create them in like 1 minute and it'll take you 5 minutes to find them. So why don't you do this? I'm going to cancel and cancel. Why don't you go ahead and snip those pictures again and then put them in the right spot so we can point to them, okay? Okay, I'm telling you, by the end of the period, you're going to be like, I got it, Mr. Brown, shut up. All right, arise. Put another material down. And I know you're not done yet. Watch me. Vinyl tile. I'm going to take this vinyl tile here and put it over on this desk over here. Vinyl tile. The uglier the better. Okay. Keep it something that doesn't look anything like what you have in front of you. Okay. I'm gonna make mine this nasty orange. Okay, you do what you want, but I'm gonna grab a vinyl tile. Yep, right now. Picky, picky, picky. Come on. All right. There are people out in this world who have really long memories, and you give them something and they just remember every step, and you give like 15 steps and they remember every step. I'm not that person. I hate that person. I've never been that person. I'm the person who's like 2 steps, and then it's like after that, it's like, ooh. All right. So I'm just going to kill you with repetition on these. And after a while, it's like, I got it. All right. So you ready? Repetition time number 3. Throw a save on your file just because it's a great idea. And here we go. Step 1. We go to the Google and we look for the thing on the back of our swatch. We're going to try to find the picture to the very best of our ability. We can't always find the picture, so we find something close. All right. So this one is AZROC. That's the brand name for me. AZROCK. There's more than that brand back there. And this one is bronze tan. And I'm just going to put vinyl tile. And let's give it a shot. If this doesn't work, then I'll try another attempt. That didn't work very well. I'm going to try the number on it. So AZROC, mine's V976. Oops. Boy, that's still a big 0 there. So then I'm going to go in and I'm just going to go this. What if I can't find it? This is going to happen because the samples I have are probably a couple years old, because the people who give this to me, they're giving me like last year or the year before's like stuff. And then when she brings in her new stuff, I'm just going to look at the color. It's a vinyl tile, and mine is like a salmon or something like that. I don't even know what you would call that. It's kind of an orange or a brownish orange or whatever you would call that. This says bronze tan. I might even do this. I might even just say, well, forget all that. Let's just see what happens there. Oh, this is going to be tricky. Okay, how about this? Orange. Okay, now I'm getting there. All right, so now I just have to find a deer. Oh, that actually looks pretty good. Oh, that's a winner. So that's, if you look at mine, it's not even the right brand. It doesn't really matter. All you need is a picture that represents the thing you're looking for. Now, in the real world, we get these samples from the vendors, and they're accurate. So for the purpose of what we're doing, we're just going to find a picture that's close. All right. So I found one that I like. Yeehaw. So I'm going to go ahead and snip it. Again, don't get any white in there. You'll be sorry, because you'll see the white on your stuff there. File, save as. So the first step is to dig out that picture somewhere. Don't spend too much time looking for the picture. Get help, and I will help you. All right, but you should be able to find most of them. I just got pretty unlucky here with this. So I'm going to call this my V976 VCT. Okay, and you can call this whatever you want. In the end, as long as you know what it is. Okay, step 1, find the picture. Step 2, make the material from the picture. Manage materials. You're going to make a new material, create new material. You're going to give it a name. MB, this is my VCT. And again, this is kind of up to you what you want to call it. It's my V976 bronze tan. Not a huge deal if this isn't perfect right here. There's another place where it will matter a lot more. Okay, and let's go ahead and get the picture. And you should be able to pretty much go right to it, because it'll remember where you left off. And that looks fantastic. Apply. Okay, so step 2, make the material from the picture. Step 3, we have to make the floor from the material. So for mine, I've got my vinyl tile in halls 3, 4, and 5. Where else do I have it? I have it in the kitchen, pantry, mud room. Boy, a lot, right? So I got VCT all over the place. I've got it in the master bathroom and the walk-in closet, shower area. So I got a couple of areas here. Which one shall I do? I'll do the kitchen, dining, pantry, mud. Okay. Well, let's see. Where would that be? Kitchen, dining, pantry, mud. So it looks like kitchen, dining, pantry, mud. Are you with me? Kind of like right in here. So in this case, you can put them all in at the same time. So I'm going to make the floor. Architecture, floor, floor. I like starting with the generic 12 and edit type and duplicate. And I'm going to call this my MB, VCT, V976. Okay. And then I'm going to go to edit. This is where people mess up. They forget to do this. They do this, and then you have a foot thick floor. Watch me. A foot thick. That's the default. That floor I'm giving you is not a floor you want to use. It's a foot thick, which they use for concrete floors in between like skyscrapers. So that you don't want that one. Yours is like that thick, right? So I'm going to go to edit. And what did I say? 1/4 of an inch, 0 space, 1/4. And I'm going to chase down my material. Okay, so let's do this. Let's see. What's my offset? Oh, it's still a 1/4, right? So I'm good. I'm still there. If this is the same as the other one, so I don't have to change it. And then I don't like working in color. You can work in color if you want. I'm not a fan. So what I have to do is just kind of, get the spaces. It's going to go in like this. This is kind of going outside. So I'm going to go all the way to here on the outside there, because that's where the finished floor is going to stop. If you make a mistake, like I said, it's no big deal. Oh no, I made a mistake. Terrible. Oh no, I'm terrible, whatever. Move around and basically just going to get the area, that it belongs in. Looks like that's into the garage there. So I'm going to go pretty far on that one too, because there's no finished floor in the garage. Well, this is going to continue in, right? Because it's in the kitchen. Now, eventually we're gonna remove some of this flooring because some of this area is not gonna get flooring because we're gonna have like cabinets and stuff underneath. So, oh, in the pantry too, unfortunately. Yep, sorry. I'm gonna go in there. So you get a little work to do here. Okay, now here comes the twist. What do I do now? So the answer, I'm gonna hit escape, is I'm gonna use this little pick tool right here. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna allow me to pick that line. See that? So that way I don't have to try to like do a funky arc tool. I'm gonna go back to drawing lines and just continue the process of just kind of zipping it around. So I'm in the pantry, has a little bit of work, right? In between here, just like we did on the other one. So I've got to get the dining room. So I'm just going to kind of roll around here. Now there's going to be a transition to outside there, right? So I'll widen this once I'm done here. So you guys see where I went. All a closed loop. So it's, if I poured water into it, you know, it would not cross over a line. So that's the floor. Green check. That's right. And cancel. And let's see what it looks like. Don't worry. I won't force you with that until later. Now, oh no, I made a mistake. Oh crap. You know, what did I do here? Oh, I messed up on the floor. It's a disaster. Not really. I'm going to take that and just edit the boundary. And just go back and just kind of, you know, push it back like this. So if you make a mistake on it, it's really no big deal. You just kind of, you know, fix it, hit the green check, and it's all good. Don't worry about that white part right there. That's just because the opening creates that little space. Now, for those of you who are just zipping along, you can use the same floor in more than one place. For example, maybe we made the engineered plywood in the living room, right? Do you see anywhere else there's engineered plywood? The stairs, which we'll talk about later, the master bedroom and walk-in closet. So you feel free to use that same floor in a different room. You don't have to make it again. Okay, but I want you to do this one first, okay? So material, sorry, picture, material, floor. And this is one of the trickier parts of this class, so just don't worry if it's kind of making your head hurt a little bit. Just ask questions.